Hello, friends, and welcome to Big T's 3-Minute Market Minder. Today, I want to talk to you about really an incredible announcement that just came out. Binance is the most popular cryptocurrency exchange in the world. Over $1.5 billion is traded on Binance every single day. Now, the leader of Binance is a guy called Changpeng Zhao, and according to a recent Forbes article, they think he's worth about $2 billion. Now, the reason why I'm talking to you about Binance is that they just announced that this year they will launch a decentralized exchange. Now, what is a decentralized exchange? Well, in a traditional exchange, you have a central party that holds all the funds. In many cases, can sometimes hold the stocks as well, and then it processes transactions for you. And so the same is true in the crypto world, right? So Coinbase is a centralized exchange. They hold all of your coins, they do all your processing for you, and they are essentially this trusted middleman. So what Changpeng Zhao is saying is that he doesn't like that, right? Because there's this huge hacker risk when you have a centralized exchange. So what he wants to do is launch a decentralized exchange, which I imagine will use smart contracts and some kind of matching engine that will match buyers and sellers of coins directly. So now he's saying that he's doing this because he wants to avoid hackers, and this would certainly do that. It wouldn't eliminate hacking. If you're careless with your private key, somebody can still hack you, but it would make so long as the smart contract was written very well, it would make the entire system pretty much impervious to attack. But the other thing that this Bloomberg article doesn't talk about is, and I think the real driving force behind this decentralized exchange is it would make the enforcement of any exchange rules completely unenforceable, right? So and I think what's happening here is, the SEC has been really cracking down hard and saying that that it considers any cryptocurrency to be a security. And that's a very hard-nosed response. And it's really not a good response because not every cryptocurrency is a security. And if you try and apply securities rules to cryptocurrency trading, then it basically makes criminals out of anyone running an exchange, because none of these exchanges are registered with the SEC. None of them are registered with the states, and none of them are following the rules that govern a traditional stock exchange, right? So, instead of working with the industry, I think the SEC is inadvertently criminalizing the entire industry. And I understand where the SEC is coming from. We've had a lot of fraud in the space, and they want to protect investors, and I absolutely am on board with that. But I think the SEC needs to take maybe a more nuanced approach, because what happens is, especially in this sector that is full of smart people, if you come in here swinging a big regulatory hammer, then the market just pivots. So Binance is pivoting. They're pivoting from a centralized exchange to a decentralized exchange, which again is going to make any SEC enforcement just not possible. It's trying to. It's the reason why you can't get rid of the Bitcoin network. There's 7,000 different nodes. You can't shut them down. It's the reason why you can't get rid of file sharing networks. They're completely decentralized. They are impossible to shut down. So when this exchange launches, anybody will be able to list any coin, and this exchange will not be able to be, no law in any country will be able to be enforced against this exchange. And I know the SEC doesn't want that, but they're almost creating this reaction from the community by their approach, which is essentially, according to their latest guidance, it criminalizes anybody running a cryptocurrency exchange. And so, of course, I can understand why these cryptocurrency operators are going to switch to a decentralized model. They don't want to go to jail, right? They don't want to run afoul of American law and end up, getting rendition back to the States and going into a supermax because they didn't know that they were running what the SEC is considered to be, a securities exchange. So this is, it's the decentralized nature of cryptocurrency that has always led me to believe that they will stay one step ahead of government regulation, and that government regulation is going to play catch up. And if governments decide to really try and play hardball with this sector, they're going to lose just because of the very decentralized nature of the technology. They can't win. So it makes more sense for governments to take a lighter approach, for regulators to take a lighter approach, and create a more inclusive regulatory framework. Because at the end of the day, you need the help of the exchange operators in order to enforce some of these anti-fraud rules, in order to have some type of limit as to what can list and what can't list, who's a good actor and who's a bad actor. And again, if governments continue to push too hard, it will just decentralize this industry much more so than it is right now. All right, friends, that is enough out of me. I will catch up with you in the next video, and I want you to always remember, let the game come to you.